suspension was discussed both at a committee level and at the board, and ultimately the league office was tasked by our board with doing an in-depth.
Hello everyone. Today I'm back with another exciting and interesting video. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. Alright. Professional basketball has suddenly transformed in a way that no one anticipated. Everything now revolves around a single name that has been discussed by everyone for months. Behind the scenes, the most influential figure in the sport was orchestrating a far more calculated move, while everyone else was preoccupied with statistics and shooting percentages. Adam Silver has officially intervened, and the ruling he just made regarding Caitlin Clark has literally shaken the league's front offices. The WNBA has operated with a slow-growth mentality and established constraints for many years. However, that period ended the moment Silver decided to view the league not as a side project, but as the cornerstone of the NBA's future. The harsh reality of this decision extends far beyond marketing and jersey sales. Not everyone welcomes the new structure, which represents a fundamental reorganization of the sport's governance. The abrupt shift in priorities feels like a slap in the face to veterans who have spent decades building this league. However, the commercial numbers tell the true story. Silver concluded that the Caitlin Clark phenomenon was far more than a passing trend. It represented a billion-dollar opportunity that demanded fierce protection. This was not a suggestion or gentle guidance to WNBA leadership. This was a directive that transformed the marketing, officiating, and even travel logistics of the game. Silver made the decision to prioritize unprecedented growth over tradition, effectively giving other players their place in this new world order. Everyone expected a learning curve when Clark first stepped onto the professional court. However, no one anticipated the level of hostility that seemed to accompany her every move. The welcome to the league moments began to feel less like competition and more like deliberate violence, from mid-court shoulders to egregious infractions that resembled football tackles. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 87% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So, have you subscribed already? Great! Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. At this point, league administration faced a decision that would shape the sport's future for the next decade. According to reports, Silver concluded that the let-them-play mentality was detrimental to business after watching the league's greatest player get targeted game after game. Any veteran who attempted to act as an enforcer against the rookie sensation became the subject of this harsh decree. Many players believe the rules are being rewritten in real time to protect one individual, creating a massive divide in locker rooms. However, the ratings make the reasoning behind this decision crystal clear. Clark's games attract 10 times as many viewers as regular contests. Furthermore, the league cannot risk allowing a disgruntled veteran to force their golden ticket onto the bench due to injury. The game's flow has fundamentally changed as a result of this protectionist approach. It is now faster, higher scoring, and more perimeter-focused, exactly the style of basketball Silver has been cultivating in the NBA for years. The tension reached a breaking point during the Olympic basketball selection process, a decision for which the league still faces considerable criticism from many supporters. On the surface, it appeared to be a basketball decision, suggesting she was lower in the hierarchy. However, industry insiders have speculated about a far more calculated and deliberate reason for her exclusion. Rumors circulated that league administration, heavily influenced by NBA strategists, actually wanted her to remain home. Why would they want their brightest star absent from the international arena? The answer is straightforward: complete control and fatigue management. By keeping her in the United States, the WNBA maintained exclusive access to her story and ensured she would not burn out before the season's most lucrative stretch. It was a calculated gamble that prioritized the league's financial success over individual player development and global legacy. The league was stunned by this decision because it revealed that Clark's natural evolution is not what decision-makers are pursuing. Instead, they want to maximize every moment of her time to capitalize on the league's new multi-billion-dollar television agreement. Fans felt betrayed by the immediate repercussions, but the commercial outcome vindicated the strategy. A reinvigorated, eager superstar returned to the court and continued breaking all viewership records. Speaking of that television contract, the size of the new $2 billion agreement has drastically altered the power dynamics between the NBA and WNBA. For many years, the WNBA was viewed as a league that often required subsidies just to break even. However, Silver leveraged Clark's rookie statistics as the primary negotiating tool with Disney, NBC, and Amazon when the Clark effect was in full force. The harsh reality of this decision was that it reduced the internal leadership of the WNBA to a supporting role. Silver effectively announced to everyone that the WNBA is now a crucial component of the NBA's international media strategy. Higher production quality, more nationally televised games, and a departure from the league's previous niche sport positioning are all implications of this shift. Although the financial influx is a blessing for future player earnings, the NBA's corporate machinery is now directly overseeing the league. Today, every technical foul, contentious tweet, and locker room incident is handled with the same intensity as a LeBron James or Steph Curry narrative. One of the most visible changes brought about by this new era was the sudden mandate for charter flights across the league. WNBA players endured the harsh realities of commercial travel for years: cramped middle seats, security line waits, and constant delays. The league's justification was always cost, but Silver and the board abruptly reversed course when security concerns surrounding Clark's enormous crowds began dominating headlines daily. They essentially forced teams to upgrade their operations overnight by approving tens of millions of dollars for private travel. Although this represented a major victory for player health and safety, smaller market teams were severely strained since they were unprepared for such a substantial increase in overhead. Comfort was not the only consideration in this decision. It was a statement of intent. Silver was announcing to the world that the WNBA is no longer a second-tier league. If the league wants to sell itself as a leading global brand, it must look the part, even if it means spending money not yet earned. Although the spend-it-to-make-it approach is a signature Silver tactic, it represents a dramatic and risky departure from the norm in women's sports. However, the most contentious aspect of this new direction is the accelerated expansion plan. Silver wants to grow the league, not simply maintain it. The WNBA is expanding at a pace that has many concerned about skill dilution, with new franchises moving to Portland, Toronto, and Golden State. The harsh truth for existing players is that their rosters will soon be decimated in expansion drafts, disrupting the league's competitive balance. This rapid expansion is directly connected to the urgency to capitalize on the Clark era while it is still white-hot. More jerseys to sell, more games, more markets, and more inventory are all necessary for maximum revenue. What shocked the league was realizing that the gradual and steady expansion strategy was abandoned the instant Clark's jersey became the best-selling item in professional sports. Current players are deeply anxious about what the next collective bargaining agreement will actually entail, as the organization is expanding faster than the union can negotiate. The administration's handling of alleged rivalries and envy narratives has also upended the league's internal culture. The WNBA traditionally emphasized unity and sisterhood, but Silver's team has recognized that drama sells. Capitalizing on the competition between Clark and other prominent rookies like Angel Reese represents a harsh break from the league's conventional marketing approach. Rather than downplaying conflict, the league now amplifies it to increase social media engagement and ticket sales. This shift has created substantial internal tension as the WNBA's marketing becomes increasingly NBA-fied. Players feel exploited as villains in the hero narrative of the league's newest star, yet the results are undeniable. Silver's gamble on conflict-driven marketing is paying dividends in ways nobody could have imagined 2 years ago, and the league has never experienced this level of engagement. As the latest round of rulings concludes, the commissioner's office has made a definitive statement. The WNBA is no longer a developmental project. The harsh realities of market value have replaced the traditional norms of earning your stripes in this high-stakes industry. In a single season, Adam Silver's involvement has effectively advanced the league by a decade in maturity. Moreover, despite obvious growing pains, the potential benefits are enormous. Every decision the league makes regarding Caitlin Clark serves as a proxy for the sport's future at this critical juncture.